welcome to today's Big Brother 18 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Kate Snyder. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. We just started, Minnie. Alright, so yesterday, Corey, Victor, and James were all hanging out in the kitchen, and they were talking about this week's care package, which we know is the bribe for $5,000. Corey does not know how to use this bribe. He's been racking his brain for days, trying to figure it out. We've got a real brain trust of Corey and Nicole trying to come up with somehow they can use this. They're not having any luck with it. I mean, they've come up with a couple plans, but they're not willing to, like, actually nail it down and do it. So they're saying, like, if you don't use it, nobody's gonna get the money. It's not like if he doesn't use it on anyone, he'll get the money. Like, no one gets it. So that sucks. So Corey's like, if anybody wants to make a deal, I'm all ears. I'm listening. Because it has to be used by the end of the next HOH competition. So, like, I'm curious, if he was going to try to bribe someone to throw it, would he have to do that before the competition started? Or is he allowed to be like, hey, Julie, I've got something to say. Can he, like, pause the competition? Like, ask someone to drop out? I don't know. I feel like if it's questions or something, he's going to have to do it before. But who knows? So, anyway, James is like, I'll take that bribe and throw the HOH competition if I knew that there was no way I could win it. So James says, like, I'm freaking 0 for 8 at mental competitions so far this season. I suck at them. So, like, why not get that $5,000 if I know I'm going to lose anyway? So they're like, really? You would do that? And he's like, yeah, because even if I don't get HOH and I get put up on the block, there's still the veto competition. So he feels pretty confident that he'd be aight. I don't know about that. So then Nicole and Corey were chatting in the HOH room, and Corey's like, I just talked to James, and he said that he would throw the HOH if I bribe him. So Nicole's like, what? Is James for real? So she's telling Corey, like, yeah, do it. Like, that'd be awesome for us. So Corey's like, oh, I will if James is serious about it. So then Nicole's like, wait a second. Does James realize that Paul's staying this week? Because I don't know if he'd be so cool with throwing an HOH if he knew that Paul was still sticking around. Because this whole week, Nicole's been like, oh, I don't know, like, do they know that I'm targeting Michelle and not Paul? They feel like they know my plan. So, you know, she's been thinking all along that James knows what's up and that she's betraying him, but he doesn't. So she's like, well, we need to tell him. I need to talk to him at some point so that he's not freaking blindsided. So then Nicole's like, I'm thinking about it, and I would actually be more comfortable with James winning HOH than Natalie, because do Nicole and James have a deal here from before the game or what? I know there's been a lot of speculation about it. We need to know for sure. But anyway, she feels more comfortable with James. So she's like, I don't know what we're going to do with this bribe, but we still got a few days to figure it out. Alright, so then they're talking about the next HOH competition, and it really sounds like Corey does not want to win. He hasn't really wanted to win competitions all season, so are we that surprised? He doesn't want to get any blood on his hands, and he feels like they're safe with everyone. You're going to have to do something at some point if you expect to win this game, because they're going to be asking you. This jury's going to be like, why should I give you the money? And you can't just be like, because I cuddled with Nicole all summer. That's not a good answer. So you're going to have to do something in this game, you know, that's going to merit winning the money. Or at least that's what I think. So then Nicole's saying, like, I still feel like you should try during this competition, you know, just to ensure our safety. Like, don't throw it. Don't do that. All right. So then James and Michelle have a game chat in the Tokyo room. They're planning for a double eviction on Thursday. It's not, but they don't know that. Again, James is like, yeah, I got like a 99% sure feeling that it's going to be a double eviction this week, and I've been pretty right all season. Has he, though? He's so far out of the loop right now, it's not even funny. So, James, he's still talking like Michelle's definitely staying this week, and Michelle's not so sure. She's like, I kind of feel like I'm going home, but I don't know. So James is telling her, no, you're paranoid because you're up on the block. That's normal. No, she should be worried. But anyway, Michelle's saying, like, if she does stay, she would like Nicole to go home next because she's worried that Nicole is just going to slide right through to the final two. People don't really see her as a threat. But Michelle says, like, Nicole has proven this week that she can win both physical and mental competitions. So they need to get rid of her because she knows the dates. She knows all the events in the house really well. So there's a good chance that she would win a lot of competitions getting to the end of the season. So James is like, yeah, but if we got rid of Nicole, aren't you worried that Victor and Corey would team up? Do you not see that they're already working together? And again, James protecting Nicole. What's going on there? So Michelle's like, no, I'm not worried about that because number one, is Corey even really playing? It doesn't seem like he cares about winning. Number two, if Victor and Corey were teaming up, that would mean that Nicole and Paul would both be gone, and they're like the brains of those two duos, so you would be left with two brainless bodies. I don't know. I feel like they keep underestimating Victor's mental capabilities. Like, he's really smart. But I guess, you know, his social game is lacking. I think she meant that too. So then Michelle's talking about her ideal eviction order. Obviously, she wants Paul to go this week. And then next week, Nicole, followed by Victor and Corey. So she's not worried about Corey at all. She's like, let's keep him around. We'll get rid of him and then go to the final three together with Natalie. So James is like, yeah, but you really think that we should get rid of Nicole before Victor? Because if Victor wins this next HOH competition, he's going to put up James, or himself, and Corey. And that makes him a little nervous. But Michelle's like, yeah, but Natalie and I would control the votes. Obviously, we'd keep you safe. Michelle's not going to be there! Okay, so last night there was some trouble in paradise for Nicole and Corey. They were being weird. So, I don't know. We've seen this a bit, like, throughout the season. You know how they're freaking like, what's the matter? Like, what's wrong with you? You're being weird. No, you're being weird. What? You're being weird. Back and forth. But anyway, Nicole kept asking him what's wrong. He's like, I'm fine. So then Victor is like asking Nicole, what's going on with you two? Like, are you fighting? What's the deal? And Nicole's like, Corey's just cranky because he's on slop this week. This always happens. So then a little while later, Corey and Victor were in the hot tub and the truth comes out. So finally, Corey says out loud that he does not want to date Nicole after the show's over. I mean, we all knew that that's how it was, but he finally said it in so many words. You know, because before he was all like, yeah, I'm going to go to Vegas, and I'm going to get with all these girls. So he's saying, like, he and Nicole both just got out of relationships, like long-term relationships, and he still wants to talk to her after the show's over, but he wants to go out and mingle, and she's not going to be cool with that. Oh, so you want to be a fook boy. That's basically what he's saying, right? I mean, right? So he wants to, like, get with her when she's visiting, or if, like, he visits her, but then, like, when they're apart, he wants to do his thing. And that's not gonna be okay with Nicole. Alright, so he's also saying, like, last time Nicole was on, she left the jury house with Hayden as her boyfriend. Like, they made it official in the jury house, and he's not about leaving this show with a girlfriend. He doesn't want that. And he's saying, like, Nicole's got all these expectations, like, it's gonna be even better than her and Hayden, but, like, nah, he's not into that. I'm wondering, is Victor gonna tell Nicole? I'm thinking no, but that would be crazy. Okay, so Nicole and Corey are talking about their weirdness up in the HOH room. Corey's like, I'm freaking exhausted. I'm have not this week. I can't sleep. I'm not eating right. Nicole's like, I'm freaking stressed. I'm about to start my period. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Oh, Nicole. So then she's saying Paul and Victor have been too much this week. She can't hang out with them all the time. She's used to just hanging out with Corey in the Tokyo room in their little corner. It's just too much. And, you know, she feels bad because she told them that she doesn't have time to study with them. And she just can't make everyone happy all the time. So she starts crying, and she's saying that she's worried that Michelle's going to try to mess up her game before she leaves this week. You have the numbers, like, just relax. But she's saying, I'm little and I can't handle all the stress. So then she also says, like, she hasn't been able to cuddle with Corey this week to relieve her stress. because he's a have-not, yes, to cuddle with Corey. Alright, so Corey's trying to cheer her up. He's like, be positive, you're doing so great, you've made it really far, freaking Coach Corey. And she's saying, I just don't want to mess this up because, like, knock on wood, but I see myself in the final 2. I'm already, like, thinking about my speech to the jury, and I don't want to blow this. And he's telling her, like, yeah, I could totally see you in the final 2, blah, blah, blah. And then Nicole brings up she's paranoid again that Victor is going to vote out Paul this week. What? What leads you to believe that? That's insane. But Corey's saying, I can make it okay. I can offer Victor the bribe to vote out Michelle. And Nicole's like, no, Corey. All right. So then Natalie and Michelle are chatting out by the hot tub. And Natalie, again, is telling Michelle, like, you're staying this week, girl. It's going to be fine. It's great. So then Michelle's trying to come up with a funny speech for Thursday. She mentioned something about, like, you guys don't want me to start crying and then I can't stop and nobody wants to hear it and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You're going to be walking out the door, so they're not going to have to hear it. But she's saying that she wants to call out Victor for butt kissing. Again, like, why do you think that Victor's going to work with you after you evicted him for the 2nd time? Just doesn't make sense to me. So then Natalie's saying, like, maybe you should hold off on that because there is a good chance that Victor could win the next HOH competition. You don't want to be on his bad side. Again, they start, you know, planning for what they're going to do next week, but they don't realize that Michelle's going home. Okay, so then Paul, Victor, and Michelle had a late night chat in the safari room, and Michelle's like, I just want to know who's going this week. I want to know if it's me so that I can wear a nice-ass dress if I'm the one leaving. And it just makes me think of that double eviction episode where she had, like, freaking 3 different outfits. I would love to see that happen again. It was great. It was classic. Amazing. The pants halfway up. Anyway. This is very revealing to Paul and Victor because they were unsure if the other side knew who's going this week or not because they've been, like, really nonchalant and, like, calm, and it was kind of freaking Paul especially out, and now he's realizing, like, Michelle has no freaking idea what's going on right now. But Paul and Victor are playing dumb. They're acting like they don't know what's going to happen, and then Victor leaves. Paul and Michelle have a long chat about various topics, and is this, like, jury management that we're seeing from Paul? I feel like he's really good at that. Like, Paul's social game is like, Alright, so then today, Nicole got the HOH camera. Some people took pictures, some people slept through it. Remember, like, seasons back when this used to be, like, a lot of fun and, like, people got really into it? It's just not like that anymore. It's just not the same. But Victor was having some fun today. He had this little, like, nature watch with Victor Arroyo. So he was, like, describing the house guests like he was doing voiceover for a nature show. It was actually pretty funny. He was doing what I think was a British accent, but, like, it could use some work. Just saying. But at one point he went in the house and even grabbed the binoculars and safari hat from the safari room. That was funny. But if you want to watch this, if you got some free time, flashback to 3:04 p.m., camera 1. It was pretty funny. But are we ever going to see this on the show? We still haven't seen Baldwin the Eagle. It seems like they don't want Victor to win America's Favorite Player, but if they showed these little segments, I think he'd have a good shot. But anyway, we've got, like, what, 2 days left until the eviction? Is Big Meech going to campaign, or is she going to sleep the rest of the time? She's running out of time here. But anyway, that's all we've got for now. Until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.